Hey, what's up, y'all? It's been a little bit. Uh, yeah, sorry about that, but just kind of going through some stuff, which is really why I made this video. Um, I feel like it's really relevant right now because not just me, but a lot of people I've really been talking to, it feels like just a lot of people are just really in not necessarily a depression, but just a really rough place right now, or people are really feeling just kind of like stuck, or just they just don't like where they're at right now, but they just really don't know what to do about it. Um, and it's just a huge problem that I'd like to share how I deal with it. Um, so I have had a history with depression, as many people have, unfortunately. But mine kind of started in high school, from a chain reaction of events. But too much to go into. But basically the gist of it is that um, what originally first helped me with my depression was marijuana. That was the initial first thing that really, I feel, woke me up to kind of my conscious, or whatever you want to call it, that kind of speaks to you inside, that little voice in your head. It really started waking me up to it, because I mean, I got in a really low point in my life, to the point where I was suicidal. And if I didn't have marijuana, honestly, really don't know where I'd be today, if I would be here. Because just what it did was it gave me a break from my thoughts. Because like a big thing I've really become aware of in meditation is that we're kind of separate from our thoughts. Sounds really weird, but it just is what it is. And like whenever I would be having some thoughts that would really scare me, or I was in just like a really bad place, whenever I would go smoke, it would just calm my mind. It would bring, because I didn't know anything about meditation or none of that then, but it kind of brought me into not a meditative state necessarily, but just a state where it would calm down my thoughts enough for me to really recognize that little voice in my head that was kind of my parent. Because at that time I didn't really have much parental kind of guidance much. I have a great relationship with both my parents now. I love them dearly, but they were kind of dealing with their own stuff. No fault on them. Like, I'm the person I am, and I'm very thankful for it. But waking me up to that little voice in my head really helped a lot, and I guess that's where my life really started, I guess, kind of getting better, is me really helping myself, and being able to help others on things. And so through time, like I was the stoner in high school, and I was the bad kid because I was a druggie and all that stuff, which really did worse, and which really only made things worse. But again, no harm on people who were doing it. They didn't know. So yeah, and that's kind of where it started. But then I started getting into implementing a daily practice. Wow, that started changing things a lot. Man, it's so crazy just what, in the morning, as soon as you wake up, implementing just something, just to, kind of get that stagnant energy moving. Like, like whenever you wake up, you just, feel heavy, or just kind of like grogged down, or groggy, or cloudy. And yeah, just like, even if, especially if you're in a depression right now, or if you're really dealing with some rough stuff and you're in a bad situation in life, man, whenever you wake up, if you're still just in that bad place, just, just start with something as simple as just like wiggling, just let it all out, just like, you're by yourself, nobody's gonna think you're weird, so just, do something to like, just get that energy kind of moving, I love yoga, that's my thing, but my practice is that every morning I wake up, do stretching, do kind of like a little full body stretch, and then I do yoga, and that I don't even drink coffee anymore. Like that's my kickoff to my day. And you know, mine's yoga. Some people love dancing. Some people like working out. Like, just something to like just get your energy moving, like get the juices flowing, you know, ready for your day. And especially if you're in a depression or something, that does a huge thing, because it helps you, you know, give a little positive, you know, start off to your day, instead of just like, crap, this is another day, I have to do this, like, I don't want to deal with life right now or whatever. And it's like just that little thing of just, you know, even start with wiggling, like I said, it'll help extremely. And another thing after that I implemented, which actually made me not cure my depression, but made me cope with it to where I can actually live a happy life. And that is just a simple perspective change. Because that's one thing I just, you know, Western medicine's amazing for some things, but like emergency things, stuff like that, but it is really horrible in psychological problems, especially like a depression or anxiety, because they're telling you you're sick, you have a disease, you need to take this, it's the only way. That is bullshit. That is, sorry, but like, it's not, that's not how you actually fix something like a depression or anxiety or whatever. Like, you know, it's you are in charge of your healing, especially a psychological healing. And so, like, that's why I like more of the Eastern medicine or holistic approach, because it's more involves the you. Like, you are in charge of your healing, and you're the only person who can heal. If you don't want to heal, you're not going to heal. And so just taking that initiative on yourself, like I said, with the daily practices and stuff like that, and then just initiating that perspective change. So, like, for example, you know, something happens and it's just like, oh crap, like, I hate this person, or I can't believe they're doing this to me, or it's like depression tends to be more of a, you kind of have way more of a self-destructive mindset, and kind of more pessimistic, or just really self-defeating thoughts. And those are horrible. Like, whenever you're, like, it's horrible to yourself, because it's like, think about a lot of things you tell yourself you would never tell to other people, but why are you saying it to yourself? Like, you are a person too. Like, you are the most important person to yourself, so you should treat yourself the best, you know? You're all you got right now, like, through this life. Yeah, you may have family and stuff, but all you have in this life is you. So it's very important to start forming a good relationship with yourself, and to start having, kind of offset it with more of a, you know, kind of a lighter, optimistic kind of view. It's like, instead of like, you know, like, oh, I lost my job, and it's like, crap, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and it's just like, but you know, maybe it's a good thing, you know, maybe it's something I don't see yet, but something's about to happen. You might get a better job. Start doing something that actually makes you happy. A job that doesn't make you hate your life. You know, just, that's just one example, but you know, kind of any little thing happens, and the first most important part is just being aware of it, catching it, so that then you can implement that kind of positive or optimistic thought. And it's not just like, oh, be happy all the time. Like, no, that doesn't work. That's not a thing. Like, we're humans, man. So yeah, just like giving that little thought, it is insane. Just, I have to say it's insane, because that is really how I got out of my depression, and it's how I coped with it. But for me, that, like, it wasn't enough. It definitely worked for, you know, a long time, to where, you know, like, I'm good with life. Like, depression doesn't really affect me in life, but like I was saying, I don't know what's going on, but it's like, man, this last like month and a half, I've realized that I was in a depression, and it, you know, it wasn't a heavy thing or anything. It was just, you know, kind of a light depression, that it was just like that, like, heaviness, or that, you know, shadow that's with you. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just that horrible feeling. It's just kind of like, it was always just like there, and it's like I'm asking myself, like, man, like, why am I feeling like this? And so, like, whenever, you know, I'd meditate, and it's, you know, if you don't meditate or whatever, like, simply just sitting in a quiet place. Like, you don't have to be all, you know, full lotus and all that. Like, no, if you can literally just go sit in a chair or somewhere, like, quiet, and just focus on your breath for a few seconds. Like, close your eyes and go breathe in, and tell yourself, like, I'm breathing in, and like feel like the cold air going in through your nose, visualize it filling up your lungs, and then tell yourself I'm breathing out, and then it's like visualize it coming out and just doing that. My bad. Camera cut off again. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, like I was saying though, whenever you get to that, kind of calming of the mind, kind of just pop in the question of just like, why am I feeling like this? What's really going on or whatever, and feel it, like, because whenever bad feelings or emotions kind of like, we just want to just like get away, like we want to push it away, or like I would want to smoke weed or like do something to like suppress it or eliminate it, but that's not how you really eliminate something. It'll keep coming back if you do that. You're not actually dealing with it, you're not processing the emotion or the feelings, and that's what you have to do, to really deal with it, process it, and let it go. And that's how you get healing from it, and so just popping in that question, and if you don't get an immediate answer, or kind of an immediate thought of like, oh, that's why, don't be like hard on yourself, because healing, it's a long, slow, usually painful process. Healing is not butterflies and rainbows. It can kind of suck sometimes, but we live in, very much in the Western culture. We live in, an instant gratification culture. Like, think about Amazon. You can have this now shipping and get it in like 30 minutes or an hour, if you live certain places. But it's like, like we live in a very instant gratification society right now, with the instant gratification mindset, because we want healing now, we want answers now, we want things now. But in reality, it doesn't actually work like that, especially with healing, and especially with self-healing, because, yeah, if you don't want to heal, you're not going to heal. But yeah, so like just, kind of pop it in. You planted the seed, go about your day, and it'll come, like, for me, oh, this is another great thing, to have someone to talk to about life, like, just to be raw, like, with people, be able to tell someone anything. And if you don't know anything like that, man, there's communities, forums, things online. Just having someone that you can really talk to or relate to is amazing. Like, for example, I have a best friend from Arizona. Her name's Louisa, and she'll be here, kind of later in May, and you'll be able to see her. She's awesome. But yeah, we were on the phone and we were talking about stuff, because we're both kind of going through some rough stuff, and like, she kind of called me out on it and was like, you don't really sound like you want to do this business right now, or that you don't feel like it's the right time. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's when I came to the realization, kind of after our call and stuff, and it was like, that's what it was. Like, I was really forcing, kind of the business to do it now and stuff, and I was getting down on myself because I was like, my visa's not working, like, my business isn't working, like, nothing's, and I was just very self-destructive, being not nice to myself. But yeah, and, it kind of just popped in, and I realized, like, I was forcing it. It's not time. I'm not ready yet. Like, I don't know, like, it's just not time. And that was my realization, and I'm good now. Like, I realized that, like, I really need to be focusing on, like, building up my nutrition, like my health, focus on my, like, my self-help, build myself up, kind of all aspects right now. Focus on the YouTube channel, blogging, like, stuff like that, and so that whenever I go to India, I can like really experience it, really have a great experience, and not be worried about this going on at home and stuff, because like it just wouldn't have worked out. So I feel like, kind of it's the game plan now, just focusing on my health, stuff like that. And of course I'm gonna be doing YouTube and everything, and I'm gonna be doing a yoga training, so after that I'll be posting videos, and it'll be great. And that's what I feel like, this is what I need to be focusing on now. And now things are amazing, like, things are gone, like, that's what my thing was. And it came like 5 or 6 days after I implemented that little seed of what's happening. And so yeah, man, it's like just doing, kind of recapping. Oh, almost forgot. Back to the marijuana. Um, I stopped last week. I stopped smoking, and wow, that has really helped me a lot. Because I was very much codependent on it and abusing it and not using it as the medicine that it should be. Because it is a medicine, and that's how it should be used, and it has amazing results when you use it as medicine. But I was using it and became extremely codependent on it, and kind of liberating myself from that really helped me, because it was great whenever I needed it, but it came to a point where it was doing way more harm than good, and yeah, so that was that's kind of where I'm at, just to give a little recap. Easy things to really implement in your life to really help you in these kind of tough times, or is just kind of just start with a little daily practice in the morning, get the juices flowing, being conscious of your thoughts, so that you can throw in those little positive like seeds, your little optimistic thoughts, because you can really rewire your brain. Like that's how you get out of a depression or something, or anxiety or something like that. You don't have a disease. It's not a chemical imbalance. Like, it may scientifically be, but that's just how it is. It doesn't mean that's what helps it with other chemicals. Because you can really, like I said, rewire your brain back into a great mindset, to where you can really live a happy life. Because that's how you get the results from it. But like I said, just being conscious of your thoughts, kind of countering it with those positive and optimistic thoughts. You can, kind of start just boosting your nutrition a bit. Not saying be vegan or anything. Just, eating a little bit more fruits and veggies, drinking more water. Just little simple things you throw in your life, and just start implementing it tremendously helps. And, you can try doing it all one time if that's what you feel is right for you, but the best thing to do is honestly just start with one thing, see how it works for you, and then stack it. Do something else, and because that's a part of your life now. Now work on something else, and that's how I live my life now, and it works great for me. I'm not saying it'll work great for you, but try it. Experiment. Like, that's how you really get good self-healing. There's no textbook way to fix everything. Like, we're all different, so just yeah, see what works for you. But yeah, I hope it helped. But yeah, that's about it. And so peace, love, and namaste.